What's up, everyone? We are covering hypnotic storytelling. What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode, another video in this series where we are covering hypnotic storytelling. I'm excited to be sharing this topic with you, something that I'm extremely passionate about, and basically, this is we're going to be talking about techniques of covert influence and basically how to use those in a story. So let's go to the first. So this is part two. In case you missed the first video, go and check it out. I'll have a link over here if you're on YouTube. Go and check out our first video, and you can see what we covered in the first video. We talked about some of the foundations of hypnotic influence or hypnotic storytelling. So today we're carrying on with the different steps. So we are on step number 6, and today we're talking about, so step number 6 is quotations. Let me just give a little sound effect over here.
Say what?
That's right, quotations. What are you saying? So this is so powerful, because in a story, when you use quotations, someone can say something to somebody else, but when you look at a person, you can actually tell them what you want to say to them. And so this is hugely powerful. So let me give you an example. I tell this story frequently. You know, when I was working, and I like to give this bit of advice because it made a big difference in my life. But I don't like to tell people straight up the advice. I like to tell them to them in a story. So what I do is I say, you know, when I was working in a company, and my boss one day, he came to me because they were downsized. They were going through a tough time. My boss said to me, you know what, Muneer, I hate to say this, but you know, it looks like at some point we're gonna have to cut down the size of the company. Now, you're not in danger yet, but I wanted to speak to you because you know, if we downsize, I know that you have a family, you've just bought a house. What's gonna happen to you? And you know, I said something else, etc. And this is where I used the quotation. And then my boss turns and said to me, Muneer, you need a plan B, because if you have no plan B, if something happens to you, to your income, you are screwed. And so I'm telling somebody some harsh advice, but I'm not saying it to them. I'm telling it to them in the context of a story. And what happens is a person is putting themselves into my shoes. And when I say that phrase, if you don't have a plan B, and I'm looking at the person, I'm literally saying to the person, if you don't have a plan B for your income, you could be in trouble. And so I'm giving people advice without actually saying something to them. Because if I say something to somebody, then it's like I'm telling them, it's not their idea. However, if I say it in the form of a story, and I am saying what my boss said to me, what happens is they come up with the idea themselves. They think, okay, because you know, they've got the idea from my story. Does this make sense? So a quotation is so powerful in terms of getting people to do what you want. So it's all about what you say.
Say what?
It's all about what you say. Say what? All right. So that's the first one that we're talking about in this video, which is quotations. The second thing that we're going to be talking about, or number 7 in our list, is something called embedded commands. So what is an embedded command? An embedded command is, first of all, let's talk about what is a command, right? Here's what a command is not, right? If I said, sound good or make me proud, like you see when I add a question mark, it turns it into a question. When you give a little tonality, an upward tonality, when you ask a question, people understand, like unconsciously, they understand that that's a question. When you tell someone to do something, that is a command. Do it now. When you talk to your kids, where like when you say brush your teeth, do you go brush your teeth? No, it's like brush your teeth. It's a command. So we unconsciously know when we're being told to do something or being like given a command, or reading something that we should do. So an embedded command is when, or a command is when you give a tonality that sounds like do this. Okay, so that's the first part. The second part is understanding that your mind is a pattern machine. And what I mean by this is like your mind is so good at determining patterns, even if you're not consciously aware of it. Like if you look at this 100, 200, 300, 400 was the next number, it's 500. You don't need to sort of say in your mind, okay, this is a pattern, I need to break it down. Your mind has already done it for you. If you go 100, 99, 98, 97, and then you know what the next number is, 11, 22, 33, 44, you'll know the next number is 55, etc. So your mind is very good at very quickly finding patterns. So when we use something like an embedded command, it's basically about let me go back a couple of. So an embedded command is understanding that throughout your conversation, you might want to put in a pattern of commands. Okay, so let's say I'm talking to you and I wanted you to relax. Okay, so I might say something like, and as you could be listening to me, you might just begin to relax. And you see, what I've done over there is I've given a command, relax. I'm not saying relax, maybe. And what I'll do is I'll keep saying that throughout the conversation. So I might go, and I don't know if a person can relax now or relax later. And I will just start to highlight different phrases and you like spread them out through the conversation. And what happens is, if you just said it once, your mind wouldn't pick it up. But if you spread it out through a conversation, your mind starts to pick up a pattern of, oh, he's saying this thing differently, and it sounds like a command. And I wonder, but consciously you may not be aware of it, but unconsciously you start to pick up these patterns. And so this is so powerful, so powerful. I mean, this is next level, very advanced kind of stuff. So MJ, yes, sir. That's right. That's all. All right. So that's what an embedded command is. The next one is what we call switching referential index. Now I know this is sounds so complicated. You're like, like saying what? Now, switching referential index. Let me give you an example. When I tell a story about when I first wanted to learn NLP. Okay, and I was like, and I was sitting there and I looked at the price, and I say to yourself. See, that's not proper English. I say to yourself. So again, say to yourself is an embedded command. All right. I say to yourself is an embedded command. And then I go, so I'm talking about my experience. So I might have a story where I'm looking at courses, I'm trying to decide. And then I say to you, like, even if I said, I say to myself, you know what? If you don't invest in yourself, then you may pay more in the long run. So what I've done is it's my thoughts, but I'm saying, so I've switched the referential. I've switched it from I to you, right? So I start thinking to myself, if you don't invest, you're going to pay more in the long run. So what I've done is I've switched what I've been saying from I to you. So that's what we call switching referential index. Very, very powerful in getting implanting ideas. All right. So I to you. And then the next part is hypnotic powers. Hypnotic powers, like there are studies that Harvard have done where they've just looked at one word, and one word has been able to take someone's influence from 63% to 93% just by understanding these words. And when you start to learn things like the Milton model and NLP, etc., you start to understand what is hypnotic language, these power words of persuasion. Words like because, by the way, because in our mind we love to justify things. So understanding these words that are everyday average words, but how to utilize them in ways that create that are designed to work with how your mind works. And that is very, very, very powerful. So this is in this video, we looked at some of the tools that will make your story hypnotic. And in the next video, we're going to look at more hypnotic delivery and start to look at tools that will further tools that will allow you to make your stories even more hypnotic. So thank you very much for tuning in. Click the link, click the video below to move on to the next video, or go and check out video 1. And I appreciate you. I will see you on another video real soon. Thanks a lot. Peace out, one love, and I'll see you on another video soon. Bye for now.